Please welcome everyone to Sunday Sentiments.
In the battle against COVID-19.
Almost, people try to justify what he did.
Charged.
Of course, this is a hate crime.
Saved. That's a very traumatic event.
Wow, I mean, it's a violation of human rights.
Thank you, Jamila. The shooting of Bryant happened about 20 minutes before a guilty verdict was announced in this Derek Chauvin case. And this has divided a lot of people, because the more you learn about this case, anyway, I'm talking about myself personally, my opinions have been swinging back and forth between, was this right, was this wrong? But just to give a short background, the police received a call, a 911 call to a family where there was a domestic disturbance and somebody saying they are stabbing and they are attacking us and so on. And then when the police managed to find a police vehicle, they drove to the scene of the incident. And in a series of clips from a police body camera video, we can see a young girl, a teen actually, 16-year-old Makaya, holding a knife during a tussle with another young woman. When this police arrived, he opened fire. He said, "Get down, get down." And when she didn't get down and lunged at the other girl, the police opened fire and shot her 4 times. The situation actually unfolded so rapidly, and everything has been seen from the body cam of the 3 officers on the street. So now the question, if you have looked at that video, because people have different opinions, what do you say about this incident? Yes, I can see people like Shakira and McKenna giving comments about being jumped. Please tell us what those opinions are. And I'll start with Shakira.
It's because actually I know of this story because I saw it on TikTok, because I'm on that app a lot. And somebody, like, she's on TikTok herself, so people were saying like this is the last video of her before she was shot. And people were saying that she called the cops herself because she was gonna get jumped by 2 people. So she called the cops because she was scared, and she went out to defend herself with a knife. And okay, you can go back and forth and say that, oh, she had a weapon, she should have been whatever. I've literally seen videos of cops trying to de-escalate a situation, getting stabbed in the neck, and then still not shooting the suspect. So that shouldn't, like, even if you said that she was a threat, whatever, they could say that. They have other, like, weapons. They have other modes of de-escalating a situation. That's what they're trained for. They're supposed to de-escalate first and then move on to like bigger means and stuff like that. They had tasers, they had pepper spray. They could have used any of that instead of immediately just going for their guns and shooting this girl 4 times. She's 16 and she was obviously afraid because it was 2 against 1. Even I would have grabbed a weapon if I had the choice. I wouldn't have just started fighting these people. I knew that I was going to get beat up anyway. And she was just trying to, in my opinion, she was just trying to defend herself, and they should have just used their training, police training, to either use a taser or pepper spray to get her down without murdering her.
Thank you, Shakira. But I'll play devil's advocate and ask you, if Bryant was the one lunging at you with a knife, would you have the same opinion?
I wouldn't have been jumping somebody in the first place.
Thank you. So Shakira agrees that she feels that there should have been a better way to de-escalate the situation, that the police, so you do think that they used unjustified use of force in this situation. Am I right, Shakira?
Can you repeat the question?
You feel that they used unjustified use of force and they should have used other methods to de-escalate the situation?
Yes, because they literally take out school shooters, and like Megan mentioned before, the Dylan Roof, who shot up the Black church, he was taken very peacefully and was taken to get McDonald's after because he was hungry. If they can handle that with a person with an AK-47, they can handle a 16-year-old girl with a knife trying to defend herself.
Thank you. And next we'll have, was it McKenna?
I just wanted to add on to what Shax was saying, to be honest. Like, there was no need for them to go in with that amount of like intention to, use their guns immediately. It's like, if you don't know the situation, like, because obviously they pull up and they see like, I'm sorry, I forgot her name, the girl with the gun. I mean, not the gun, sorry, the knife. They should like see what's going on, or at least try to gauge the situation before immediately just going to use their guns. The guns should be like the last use of the last use. Like, they should use that worst case scenario, not like immediately from the get-go. To be honest, that's just what I wanted to say.
Well, the police chief of that department says that the police are allowed to use deadly force to protect themselves or others. So that was the reason given for why the policeman shot, because he could see there was a clear and imminent danger, and hence the use of the gun to shoot off. Huda?
Before Huda gives her comment, I think let's just see the video. I'll just play a little clip of it, just so you understand how fast things happened, and then we're discussing it with actually we know what's going on. So just
Trigger
hang on,
warning.
please. Sorry, Huda. Yeah, there's a trigger warning, please, for this video, and Huda will come back to you after this. Okay.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, 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 get down, get down, get down, get down.
It all happened in seconds. A police officer opens fire, shooting and killing 16-year-old KhiaByrant as police say she lunged at someone with a knife.
Guys, did you hear that? Was there sound this time? Because we've been having issues on other days. Okay, so that was a video. Now let's carry on with the discussion, please.
And please, after Huda, McKenna was about to respond to my question. So hold the thought, McKenna, and please respond afterwards. Yes.
I think based on what we saw now, I think no one deserves to be shooted like 4 times in less than a second. Even if she was holding a knife, they could just shoot her on her legs or on her hands, so she will be moveless, and they can know what's going on if she was trying to kill someone or she was defending on herself. So it's absolutely not like a justice to kill someone, regardless if she's a Black person or she's a white person, whatever she is. But I don't think that there's a justice to shoot somebody before you know what's going on.
Thank you, Huda. But I'll point out that the police chief, once again, now I'm quoting what the police said at their press conference. He was asked the very same question. Why didn't the police shoot her in the leg or in the hand or whatever and avoid shooting to kill? And the policeman says that they train policemen to shoot center mass. That is what is available to stop the threat. So they are not trained to shoot small targets like the leg. They are trained to shoot center mass. That was the response from the police. So,
but I think they have to be trained to shoot somewhere else as well, not only in the center, because in this case, to just stop her to kill someone else with a knife if she was about to kill someone with a knife. So if they shoot her on her legs or on her hand, so she would be like a moveless and she couldn't do anything. The other people will be safe and she will be safe as well and not be died at least.
Yeah, let's hope
so.
that we hope that will be a learning curve for the police about the training that they give. And the next person was Sarah, and then, no, skip me. Okay, McKenna, do you still have that point you wanted to give?
I just wanted to say the same as Huda. Like, I just think it was unnecessary to shoot her in the chest, and then also 4 times after that. It's like, even just once, or in the hand or in the leg. Anywhere else would have been better. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. And then we have Imani who wants to say something.
So I think obviously the problem is also the educational system, because I heard that in the US, you just need a high school diploma, and you don't even have to have 3 or 2 years, at least like most European countries. So that says a lot about how policemen are educated to react to these situations. I agree about that they could have shot so many other places, and I'm surprised they're not taught that in school. And I also find it funny that when it comes to school shootings, when it's not a person of color, somehow they are never shot. Even though they don't have a knife, they literally have a gun, which can kill a lot of people than a knife. So for me, that's no excuse. It's clear they're just coming up with excuses. And we tend to forget that policemen might also be loyal to each other. And since they have evidence, they can also easily change it if they want, because it's in their hands.
So my question is, when I hear you, all of you, what you're saying, so are you saying, supposing she'd been shot on the leg, but she still, because she was still going at the other girl with a knife. So if the policeman had not shot to kill, and she stabbed the other girl, would that have been okay because her life has been saved, but this girl with a knife has stabbed another girl? Is that okay? Shiko?
Well, I will respond to your question, because for me, I find it really bizarre and weird that we're okay with one person being killed for another one not to be killed. It doesn't make sense to me. I think, as everyone has pointed out, the issue is actually with the training. It's not, this guy, if I'm not wrong, he was new in the police force, maybe young and scared. I don't know, So for me, the issue is with the culture. He's gone into a culture where it's okay to go around shooting people, and where they're told shoot a center mass. So the issue is actually with the training of the police and the systemic racism and the culture of police violence. I think the police force attracts men who are drawn to power, violence, and these are the people who it attracts. And when I was doing my degree in criminology, there was research that found that a lot of policemen are also domestic abusers. So these violent tendencies attracts these kind of people because the culture is all wrong. So there needs to be a change and a shift in the culture if good policemen are to be trained. And I'm not saying all policemen are violent or all policemen are bad, but this is unfortunately the kind of people that are attracted to the police force, people who are attracted to violence and know that they will get away with it because it's part of the police culture.
Thank you. Then we have Jamila.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about warning shots. I thought that they existed. I guess that they don't.
Well, somebody asked the same thing, and they said they don't fire such shots because they can go wayward and actually shoot an innocent person. So in this,
as a warning shot with that,
you can shoot up, and the bullet ricochets and goes and hits an innocent person.
Okay. And also I wanted to talk about the fact that, like Shiko said, was it Imani? Someone was talking about the education. Usually people know how to deal with situations because of what they've been taught in school, problem solving and things like that. So if you think about it, like, not technically, but if that girl stabbed the other girl, that girl would be probably less likely to die than a gunshot to the mass part of the body 4 times. So what I don't understand is why he had to shoot her 4 times. And then also, when you're talking about the mass part of the body, that doesn't have to just mean the chest. It can mean here on the shoulder or something like that. And if you're trained to shoot on that certain part of the body, then you should know most of the places, you know, the organs and stuff like that on that part of the body. So why are you just shooting to kill, basically? I just think that the fact that they're not educated and it's usually abusers who get the roles is why this happened.
Yeah, thank you. We also have to remember that police officers have to make split-second decisions to save lives. But I'm just acting the devil's advocate and telling you the responses from police departments regarding this case, how they've been responding to all this, exactly what we are saying here today. But the question remains, did this girl have to die? There is no better way of de-escalating the situation. This police officer wasn't the only officer on scene. There were 3 others, if you've watched the video. So was the policeman in danger? Yes, Jamila?
Yeah, I just quickly like to add on to that. Also, the fact that you said they meant to make split decisions, they should then be trained in that. You like them saying that they're trained in that. Clearly, he wasn't, because he made the wrong decision. He did it so quickly he was like this, and apparently he was new and he might have been scared. So clearly he wasn't trained. So if you're gonna train people, train them properly.
Well, I've seen something different online saying that this guy actually has been part of the armed services and knew how to shoot, so he was not new to shooting a gun. So do we have anyone who wants to say something? Any comments left before we wrap up this discussion?
Shakira,
yes.
Shakira, Catherine, Shiro, and if I can, I will say something.
Okay. It was just to add on to the point that Jamila made about a lot of the people who choose to join the military and any kind of like service that you can shoot or use violence and you have an excuse to do it. A lot of them are like people who didn't have any power before in their lives, and all of a sudden now they're police officers and they're like, oh, now I can shoot people, now I have authority. And those are the types of people who will yell at you like, listen to me, even if they're in the wrong. And even just to even reiterate even more on the point that she was making, like there was data that showed that 40% of police officers are domestic abusers. That should be quite telling about those types of people who choose to join a profession where your main goal is to protect people, but also to take out criminals and like whatever. But also just one last point. If they actually wanted to handle this whole situation, they didn't want her to stab the other girl, fine, I understand that. But they also have tasers that shoot out and then electrocute people. They could have used that one and shot it at her instead of shooting her 4 times with an actual bullet. That is it.
Thank you, Shakira. We have 2 minutes left and we have 3 comments left. Shiro, Catherine, and then Shiko.
In this case, I'm the devil's advocate on this one, because I'm just thinking if the police came, something had been reported that there's a fight or a scuffle, and they find someone wielding a knife and about to attack another, they obviously think that the person with the knife is the aggressor. And I disagree with Jamila in that a knife wound can kill. A knife can kill. So she could have killed the other girl. And I'm saying this because I'm against, or rather, I don't like the idea of people carrying weapons even to protect themselves, because those same weapons can be used against you to kill you. So if she called the police, she should not have gone out with a knife, wielding it and attacking the other one. It made her look like the aggressor. In this case, I think the police used excessive force in that they shot her 4 times. Maybe once would have been enough to just try and immobilize her rather than kill her.
Thank you, Shiro. Catherine?
Yeah, I'm a bit with Shiro, because I was sort of imagining this is my daughter being attacked by someone with a knife. I would want the police to save her, whatever it takes. Does it need 4 shots? You know, I'd be actually frightened that she gets hurt in that the policeman shooting around wildly, that she could actually be caught by one of the bullets. So I find it's a difficult situation, but I would hope that if three policemen arrive in a scene where there's one girl with a knife, that they would find a different mean of stopping her from the attack than shooting 4 times. So really, it's like, yes, I want the police to save the person, but it has to be in a, what do you say, in a related response, like an appropriate, proportionate response.
Thank you, Catherine. And Shiko, let's wrap it up.
First of all, I just want to ask Catherine, do police in Germany carry guns?
Yes, they do, but they are not. I mean, that's the other thing in America. I mean, they're not carrying guns. I mean, they're armed for battle. I mean, they're just so over weaponized, especially when then the guards come in. They do. I don't have any statistics. I mean, I always feel when I'm in Germany, I always feel protected by the police. You know, I don't get the feeling that a small incident would escalate into a fatality. I think the problem, we have a huge racism problem within the military and the police in Germany as well. So that's the same. They're just not as protected to kill like the Americans are. And I hear from friends that there's always, again, sort of inappropriate, like a friend's son riding through with an old bike, riding through the city, and he looks very alternative. So the police stopped him and took the bike away and accused him of having stolen that nice bike. So my friend had to go with his son and get the bike back. It's that sort of, I mean, it is, but it's nothing like America.
Okay, thanks. And how about Denmark? Do police carry weapons, guns?
Yeah, I think I've seen them carrying guns.
Okay, so in the UK, police do not carry guns. Yeah, so my point is, situations can be de-escalated without people getting shot and killed. I am not for, even if my daughter was being attacked, I just find it so weird that it would be okay for a young girl of 16 to be shot to protect another person. This is a girl who rang the police herself and said, I am being attacked, come and help me. And apparently they delayed, didn't they, Keshi?
There was some sort of delay. I don't know how long.
There was a delay, so obviously she's anxious, she's worried that she'll be jumped and all the things. So I think if other parts of the world, these situations can be de-escalated without shooting down someone 4 times, I'm sure this could have happened there. So I'll go back to, it's about training, it's about the institution that actually enables policemen in America to feel like they can just shoot people with no repercussions. And that's what needs to change, the culture in the police force.
And the interesting thing is also that they had, over the last, since 2005, over a long time, they always have just about 1,000 people being killed by the police every year, in spite of now having more body cams, more data, you know, we can see, but the statistics don't change. So that just shows there is a culture of protecting the police. And that for me is more of a concern than just carrying guns.
And just quickly, along with what Catherine has said, the culture of protecting the police, if those body cams hadn't been released, they would have gone with their lie that they had told initially, that this policeman was on his own. That's what he said. He was on his own and he was and he didn't know what to do. And then the body cam comes out and you realize that, so this, either social media or body cams are actually what is protecting people, because they do lie. They'll lie and say, this happened, so I had to shoot. But unfortunately, they had to retract in this case where they had said he was alone, because the body cams showed that there was 3 other policemen with him.
Thank you, Shiko. We'll conclude that topic, but just to say that the case is being investigated, and they say that if the officer involved was wrong, and if they want to see if he was wrong, and if he was, he will be held accountable. And right now he's off the streets. So thank you for that discussion. And yeah, our viewers, please like and subscribe and tell others about our channel. And we'll move on to the next topic. Does being colorblind stop racism? Thank you so much for watching.